Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And many of you have messaged me with this article asking, is this good or bad for T-Mobile? So I'll read off the title: T-Mobile US earning beat, revenue misses in the third quarter. Now, I don't take away from T-Mobile. They had a good quarter. It was overall a solid quarter. In the most profitable and the most lucrative segment, they were not number one. They got outgrew by AT&T. That was official as of yesterday. So that's something that shareholders, investors, analysts are taking notice of. They are going to ask that question eventually. This is the second quarter it happened in a row. T-Mobile is just as aggressive, if not more aggressive, on phone promos. They are giving you free lines. They are doing, just to put it into context, if you go, as they said yesterday, 50% of new ads coming in choose Magenta Max. If you get Magenta Max on 4 lines, lines 3 and 4 are still 50% off on that plan, the most expensive plan. You're still getting a discount on line 3 and 4. And then they're still doing free lines, 20% insider hookups that the store reps get the codes. And AT&T still outgrew T-Mobile. AT&T does not offer lines 3, 4, and 5 50% off. They don't offer free lines on certain plans. They don't do that. And they still outgrew T-Mobile. And it wasn't just by 10,000, 20,000 lines. They outgrew them quite significantly. And to top it off, AT&T, as of Q3 now, has the fastest growing revenue as well, faster than T-Mobile. So everybody's going to start taking notice in that. I'm already noticing it. AT&T is really doing it without being as aggressive as T-Mobile. So yes, AT&T has a lot of service, a lot of debt to service. They're spending, they're carrying about, I think, about $4 billion on their balance sheet for these phone promos that they have to pay. But I think AT&T is completely fine with that because the growth they take in is far more meaningful than the growth that T-Mobile has. Because T-Mobile gives away free lines. They give away lines 3 and 4 at 50% off. That has to hurt the bottom line. AT&T doesn't do that. If they gain 4 lines, unless there's a discount involved, first responders, military, then of course that's a 25% discount. But if they take in a family of 4 on the Elite, that family is going to pay $200 for 4 lines. There's no discount in that. They're going to pay what's stated online. So again, it's not too bad that T-Mobile did not hit revenue. They'll likely do that over time. They got a lot of migrating to go through. They're shedding a lot of the Sprint base, about 600,000. Sievert referenced yesterday that he's feeding back into the market, and AT&T is taking a lot of those Sprint customers. So we'll see what happens. I think this is good. This will keep T-Mobile on their toes. It'll keep them honest. It'll keep them on the swivel in terms of competing. T-Mobile stated they like that environment. They need that environment. They thrive off of that environment. The only negative here is AT&T is thriving more. They're growing more. And I can guarantee you they'll never say this publicly, but they are likely surprised and shocked that AT&T is doing this. So we'll see what happens. T-Mobile is really emphasizing service revenue, so they're not too worried about the revenue miss. It wasn't that bad. I think they were anticipated to be at $20.8 billion. They did $19.2. So not really big. I think all of them missed revenue across the board, Verizon and AT&T as well. At least what was estimated is what they missed. But other than that, I think T-Mobile, great quarter. I think there's more to come. Trust me. I'm hearing some rumors and some talks in the background that they're getting more aggressive. The only negative here is, right, and I'll end the video on this note. How much more aggressive can you get than free lines? I just want to put that out there. So you are offering the market at that point your best deal. You can't get any better than a free line. You're already doing taxes and fees, so no longer can pull that card. You already are offering that. You're already doing Netflix on us. You can add to it, but you're already doing the value play. You now offer Apple TV Plus. It has an end date, but you're still offering it, so that's value. You're doing the Google One. You're offering a plan that Google doesn't even offer to your base. Still a cost involved, but fairly cheap for what's offered, I think. And you're pretty much showing your best card to the market. And Verizon and AT&T still have plays to make, and they're growing. And one is outgrowing significantly than the player, T-Mobile, that is pretty much putting it all on the line here. Free lines, taxes and fees, 50% off the premium plans. They're doing $1,100 off on iPhones through the Best Buy channels. I'm hearing the Walmart channels is going to be way more aggressive. I mean, where do you go from here? AT&T still has plays to make, and they're outgrowing T-Mobile. AT&T hasn't even offered their best yet. And I still don't think their marketing is that aggressive. Yes, the messaging is better, I think, and it's resonating better, but I think their marketing is still not as aggressive. We still haven't seen what that rebrand looks like, the refresh that they've been talking about, that multi-year change that they want to implement to change the perception of the company. We still haven't seen that. And yet, the last 2 quarters, AT&T outgrew T-Mobile in the most profitable segment of the business. And you got my guess who's going to outgrow T-Mobile in Q4. You got my guess. That would make it the 3rd quarter in a row. That's speculative, but you got my guess who's going to win Q4. So again, not a big deal that they missed revenue. There's a lot of money going out the door. Everything that comes in, T-Mobile is technically covering the cost up front. You get the rebate card within 14 days. You pay the carrier that you're with the $1,000 if you qualify for that, because they are going to push that on a nationwide scale. And all of that cost is upfront from T-Mobile. Like I said, you get the digital email with the rebate card. That'll have the $1,000 preloaded. And then you just call your carrier, give them the number, and pay off the device that you had and use it on T-Mobile's network. That is all up front. So that's money going out the door. They're very aggressive on that. They like that. They want those customers, and they're going to fight for that growth. But again, you have my guess who will outgrow T-Mobile in Q4. And like I said, AT&T still has more plays to make to get more aggressive. T-Mobile for the last few years and even this year, they're putting it all on the line. Their best plays. There's really nothing else to pull from the playbook. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. I look forward to reading your comments. Just wanted to give some commentary on this. I think this quarter was good once again, but we'll see what happens next quarter and in 2022. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.